Dogs do not wake up one day and tell you their kidneys are struggling. They still wag, they still eat, they still follow you from room to room. And that is exactly why so many owners miss the early warning signs until a small problem becomes a much bigger one. You may be doing things that feel responsible, caring, even loving, while unknowingly adding extra stress to your dog's body over time. And the hardest part? Some of the habits that deserve a second look seem completely normal in everyday life. In this video, we are going to break down 10 common mistakes that may put unnecessary strain on a dog's kidneys over time. But we are not just talking about what to avoid. We are also covering what to do instead. So you leave this video with practical changes you can make today. And stay with me. Because mistake number 3 is one of those habits many good dog owners never question until they realize it has been sitting in their home the whole time. Before we begin, one important note. This video is for educational purposes only. It isn't a diagnosis, and it does not replace advice from your veterinarian. But it can help you spot common daily habits that may be worth correcting early. This is Mr. Hidden Mind. Let's look beneath the obvious. 1. Turning every meal into a salty upgrade. It starts innocently. Your dog seems bored with dry food, so you drizzle a little broth on top, maybe some soup from dinner, maybe the juice from cooked meat. They eat faster, lick the bowl clean, and you feel like you just made dinner more special. But that small extra can become a daily issue. Many human broths, gravies, and soups contain far more sodium than many dogs should have on a regular basis. The problem is not always one dramatic meal. The problem is repetition. A little today, a little tomorrow, a little every day for months. That is how unnecessary stress can build. When sodium intake stays too high for too long, the body may have to work harder to regulate fluid balance and blood pressure. In some dogs, especially older dogs or those with existing heart or kidney concerns, that extra workload may become more significant over time. Think of it like asking a water filter to clean heavy sediment every single day without a break. It may keep going for a while, but the strain can build quietly. A better move is simple. If you want to add moisture or flavor, use fresh water, a vet-approved dog broth, or a plain topper made for dogs. And if you are adding extras often, ask yourself one honest question. Am I improving the meal, or just teaching my dog to expect stronger and stronger flavors? That one shift in thinking can help protect more than their appetite. 2. Reaching for human pain medicine because it feels fast. Your dog limps after playtime. Maybe they jumped awkwardly. Maybe they look sore getting up from a nap. And in that moment, the medicine cabinet can feel like the fastest answer. That is where many owners make a dangerous mistake. Human pain relievers are not safe shortcuts for dogs. Some can be toxic even in small amounts, and in certain cases, they may contribute to acute kidney injury, stomach bleeding, or other serious complications. The danger here is emotional. You are not trying to hurt your dog, you are trying to help immediately. But urgency can create the wrong decision. Dogs process medications differently from humans. Something your body can tolerate may overwhelm theirs. And because early symptoms may not appear right away, owners do not always connect the emergency to the pill they gave earlier. Here is the practical rule. If your dog seems to be in pain, do not give human medication unless your veterinarian has specifically told you to. Record what you are seeing. When did it start? Which leg? Are they eating? Are they restless? Are they panting? Then call your vet with clear observations. That gives you something much safer than guesswork. Fast action matters, but the right action matters more. And if your dog may already have swallowed human pain medicine, contact your veterinarian or a pet poison service right away instead of waiting for symptoms. 3. Treating the water bowl like it is clean just because it looks clean. Here is the habit many owners miss. Your dog has water. The bowl is not empty, so in your mind, the job is done. But clean water and a clean bowl are not always the same thing. A bowl can look perfectly fine and still carry a slick bacterial film on the inside surface. That layer can build quietly, especially in warm rooms, humid weather, or homes where bowls are topped off instead of fully emptied, washed, and refilled. And once that film forms, your dog is not just drinking water anymore. They may also be swallowing bacteria with every sip. That matters because poor bowl hygiene may increase the chance of contamination and may become more concerning for dogs already dealing with dental disease, immune stress, or urinary issues. Here is an easy real-life test. Go touch the inside wall of your dog's water bowl right now. If it feels slippery, that is your sign. Not tomorrow, not later. Now, wash it with hot water and soap. Dry it. Refill it with fresh water. And here's the upgrade most people do not think about. Material matters. Old scratched plastic can hold onto bacteria more easily than stainless steel or good ceramic. So if your bowl is cloudy, rough, or heavily worn, replacing it is not cosmetic. It is a smart preventive step. Sometimes the smallest routine in the house carries the biggest blind spot. 4. Ignoring the mouth because the problem seems just dental. Bad breath gets dismissed all the time. People joke about it. They laugh when the dog yawns. They assume it comes with age. But the mouth is not isolated from the rest of the body. When plaque builds up and gums stay inflamed, bacteria can gain easier access to the bloodstream. That means dental neglect is not just about yellow teeth or a bad smell in your face. In some dogs, it may also add to broader health stress. And the kidneys can be one of the organs affected over time. The real danger is how ordinary it looks. A dog can still be playful, still excited for walks, still beg for treats. Meanwhile, hidden gum disease keeps creating problems in the background. Here's a more useful way to think about dental care. Brushing your dog's teeth is not just grooming. It is one way to reduce the bacterial burden their body may have to manage. If daily brushing feels unrealistic, do not give up and do nothing. Build a lower friction system. Try this. Brush 3 times a week. Use dog-safe toothpaste. Add vet-approved dental chews schedule. Professional cleaning when advised. Lift the lip once a week and actually look. That last step matters. Owners often notice problems late because they never check. Healthy care starts when "I assume it's fine" becomes "I looked." 5. Feeding homemade meals without balancing the minerals. Homemade dog food sounds caring, and sometimes done correctly it can be. But homemade is not automatically balanced. This is one of the most misunderstood areas in dog nutrition. Owners focus on ingredient quality. Fresh meat, real vegetables, no fillers. But the body does not judge food by good intentions. It responds to what it actually has to process. One common issue is giving too much phosphorus over time, especially in meals built heavily around organ meats, bone-heavy mixes, or unbalanced recipes copied from random internet posts. The problem is not that these ingredients are always bad. The problem is amount, frequency, and ratio. A diet can look premium and still be poorly balanced. That is the hidden lesson. Love is not the same thing as formulation. If you cook for your dog, the smartest move is not guessing better. It is balancing better. A veterinary nutritionist can help create meals that support long-term health without putting unnecessary nutritional strain on the body. And here is a practical insight many owners need to hear. Consistency beats intensity. A simple, balanced feeding plan your dog can stay on for years is usually safer than a superfood routine built on nutritional extremes. 6. Done skipping parasite prevention because you only act when you see a problem. A lot of owners treat flea and tick prevention like rain gear. If they do not see the storm, they do not use it. But some of the more serious problems can begin long before anything obvious appears on the skin. Ticks are not just annoying hitchhikers. In some regions, they may carry organisms linked to serious illness, including conditions that can affect the kidneys in certain dogs. And by the time symptoms show up, the original bite is often forgotten. That is why prevention matters more than memory. You do not want to rely on noticing the threat after it has already entered the body. And this is where practical life gets in the way of good care. People skip a month, then another. Then they mean to restart later. Meanwhile, the dog still walks through grass, parks, trails, and shaded damp areas where exposure can happen quietly. If your dog goes outdoors, prevention should not depend only on whether you saw a tick last week. It should depend on your actual risk environment. Ask your vet what is appropriate in your area. Not every dog needs the same plan, but every owner needs a plan. Protection works best before the problem introduces itself. 7. Letting thirst make bad decisions on walks. Your dog is panting. You are halfway through the walk. They spot a puddle, drainage edge, or stagnant water and pull toward it. In the moment, it can feel harmless. Water is water, right? Not always. Outdoor water may contain bacteria, parasites, chemical runoff, or contaminants from wildlife. In some cases, exposure can lead to serious illness, and some infections may affect the kidneys. This is one of those risks that feels easy to dismiss until it becomes personal. The puddle looks ordinary. The consequence may not be. A smarter routine is simple and incredibly effective. Bring your own water. It sounds basic, but it removes a lot of unnecessary risk. Keep a collapsible bowl or dog bottle in the car by the leash or clip to your walking bag so it becomes automatic. And here is another useful insight. Dogs often drink from dirty water not because they prefer it, but because they are thirsty enough to stop caring. That means prevention starts before the walk too. Do not head out assuming they will just be fine. Hydration is part of planning, not just reacting. And if your dog drinks from questionable water and later seems weak, vomits, refuses food, or acts unusual, contact your veterinarian rather than waiting it out. 8. Buying treats based on marketing instead of the label. The front of the bag is designed to reassure you. Natural, wholesome, made with real meat, soft and chewy. But the front of the package is not where the real story lives. Flip it over. That is where you often find the difference between a treat that supports your dog and a treat designed mainly for shelf life, texture, and marketing appeal. Some low-quality treats contain unnecessary additives, artificial coloring, excess humectants, and fillers that add little nutritional value. One treat is not usually the issue. The bigger concern is the pattern of feeding low-value ingredients day after day. This is where owners accidentally confuse reward with care. The dog loves it, so it must be fine. Not necessarily. Dogs can love plenty of things that are not helping them. Here's a better standard. Before buying a treat, ask, what is this made of? Why is each ingredient here? Would I still buy it if the packaging were plain and boring? Single ingredient treats, simple freeze-dried proteins, or clean vet-approved options often make more sense than products designed mainly for softness, color, and shelf appeal. Cheap treats can become expensive habits. 9. Making your dog hold urine too long because life gets busy. This one is uncomfortable because many owners know it is not ideal. They just feel trapped by schedule. You leave in the morning. Traffic runs late. The meeting drags on. You get home hours later than planned. And your dog has been waiting the whole time. Occasionally, life happens. But when long stretches become routine, the urinary system may be put under extra stress. Highly concentrated urine and delayed elimination may increase the risk of urinary problems, especially in dogs already prone to them. This is not about guilt. It is about systems. Good owners do not need more shame. They need backup plans. That is the real-world insight. If your schedule regularly keeps your dog inside too long, do not solve it with wishful thinking. Solve it structurally. A midday dog walker, a trusted neighbor, daycare once or twice a week, a revised feeding and water routine if your vet recommends it. Anything that turns "I hope it's okay" into "I know there's a plan." Care becomes much safer when it stops depending on best-case timing. And if your dog is straining to urinate, going unusually often, having accidents, or showing blood in the urine, speak with your veterinarian promptly. 10. Thinking a tiny amount of toxic food is too small to matter. Some risks build over time. This one can turn serious very quickly. Grapes, raisins, foods made with them. These are not foods you should casually test with dogs. And the reason owners get caught off guard is simple. The amount that causes harm is not reliable enough to gamble with. One dog may eat something and seem normal at first. Another may become seriously ill after what looks like a small amount. That uncertainty is exactly why this danger matters so much. It is not just about what your dog ate. It is about the fact that you cannot safely judge the risk at home. The practical rule is blunt because it needs to be. If your dog eats grapes or raisins, do not wait to see how they do. Contact your veterinarian or a pet poison service immediately. Speed matters more than confidence here. And while we are here, build one more habit that can save you stress later. Make a real dog danger list for your kitchen. Not a mental note, a visible list. Because in many homes, the dangerous moment is not a planned feeding. It is a dropped snack, a child sharing food, or a guest who means well and has no idea. Safety improves when the whole house knows the rules. Most health problems do not begin with one dramatic mistake. They often begin with little patterns that repeat quietly. A shortcut here. A small assumption there. A habit that feels normal because nobody ever challenged it. That is why smart dog care is not just about love. It is about noticing what love can miss. So here's the question. Which of these habits change the way you look at your own routine? Tell me in the comments, and if you want, type checklist, and I will build the next video around a simple prevention checklist every dog owner should know. This is Mr. Hidden Mind. We do not just look at what dogs do, we look at what their bodies may be trying to tell us beneath the surface. And if this opened your eyes, the next thing to learn is which healthy dog care habits may be creating stress in ways many owners never notice. Because sometimes the danger is not the obvious mistake. It is the normal routine nobody questions.